So it's very interesting because both Page of Cups and Ace of Cups are talking about fresh start, going in a new direction. And Lover's card is, in general, also talking about love and soulmates and kindred spirits, even though it's also talking about really choices we make. And so it's almost like a warning. It's a sweet thing, but it's also a warning. Like, it's almost like wedding vows. Like, do you really want to take this man for the rest of your life, or this woman? You are aware of a big commitment that can be made, right? So it's kind of like really interesting over here in this particular card. She's almost like holding on to him, and almost kind of could look like that he kind of like wants to run away. But okay, so let's not go into details what it represents. Let's go with what it says. So when it comes reversed, and this is your general energy, guys, the Lover card can indicate inverse that you may have been struggling with to take ownership of some decisions that you have made, and there's like some conflict maybe within you. You might feeling uncertain of the direction where your life is going in, but you really at the same time need to remember that you are the master of your own destiny. So don't try to blame the universe if your situation is kind of like a result of choices that you made. So this is really saying, hey, be accountable, right? Learn from past mistakes and then let them go. If you do that, you will be able to move forward in a positive direction, even though card is reversed. And how you will be able moving forward, because you will develop a deeper understanding of, let's say, your true self, right? You will your values and your beliefs, which I was telling you about, that card over there, right? It is kind of like to avoid repeating the same mistakes in the future. This really tells me that maybe some of you have been dealing with a partner or partners that all kind of like ended up being, sorry to say, crappy, or there were kind of like some issues about that, right? So let's kind of like move into this relationship meaning, because with general energies I cover all the layers, right? Within a relationship, when this card is reversed, again, this card is reversed, but since it's really hard to kind of like turn your head around, I'm going to keep it upright, right? This kind of can talk about sexual aspects of relationship and saying there's attraction and sex is still great, but maybe you are not on the same page with your partner on important areas, right? It could be that small tear. Did you ever guys wear like, stockings or nylons, and then you get a little rip and then you go, oh no, because next thing you know, it just keeps going all the way and ends up in a garbage. So this is just like that tear really showing up, right? So this can also signify that one partner is more emotionally invested in the relationship, and it could be fear or even trust issues that is possibly stopping you of kind of like jumping in fully. And one sign that really knows that gets it, is you guys. I'm Aquarius. To me, this is like me being shown vulnerable, which is really difficult, and I really have to work on it. Still work on it every day, every minute. For you guys, this is easy breezy. It comes naturally, unless somebody hurts you, somebody betrayed your trust. Then you become just like air signs that, polite, cool, but you're not giving yourself. And that's almost like, in a sense, because you have that sting, right? The scorpionic sting. It's like kind of like F you to them and punishment. It could be like also polite way of kind of like not letting your sadness to come through because you felt kind of let down. So again, like, it's very important, especially in the beginning of a relationship, because I see that some of you will be forming new relationships. I do see that some of you will find really intrigued with someone, and Scorpio and sex is like me and ice cream. It just like happens. It does happen. So lure is there, but you see what most people don't know about you, and like everybody, Scorpio and sex, yeah, you take sex, but you go, this was really not good for me, right? And you kind of like have this ability to move on. But at this stage, I really feel that you, especially those viewers of my channel, you're not on that, oh, let me hop from one bed to another bed to another bed. You're like people who are more interested into what is my purpose, what am I doing on this planet, in which direction do I really want to go, that kind of like stuff, right? Because I really think there is like everything that I'm seeing here is about connection, that you maybe have been going through the periods of having different partners where the spark and sex and everything was there, but the glue was not there, so it just became really brittle, and those mortar in between the bricks just didn't exist. So eventually the wind blew over and poof, they kind of like flip down, kind of a thing, right? So check if you already are in a relationship, especially if it's a new one, that if you have different goals. And not just because the person says, yeah, sure, I want to be with you, I love you, blah, 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 you're like the best. No, look at their actions. Very, very important, because we are going through extremely karmic period right now. It's almost going to be like, up is down, down is up, day is night, night is day, and we will need to apologize for the things that other people did to us. It's a very hard concept, but karma sometimes kind of like put us in the salt shaker and kind of like makes this, I guess, more interesting for them, whoever is watching us, kind of like battle this life, right? So these differences, guys, that you notice need to be resolved ASAP. Otherwise, that relationship is not going to thrive. For those of you who are single, also pay attention that you are just not going to be with someone just because they seem to be sexy, or kind of like that you really want to jump their bones or something. Even if you're really, really hungry, let's put it that way. The Lovers does indicate a relationship coming your way, but it might not happen as soon as you hope, because it is reversed, right? Or as I said, picking partners for wrong reasons is also something like where you can get sidetracked, right? So my advice would be, if you're going to get involved with someone, this Major Arcana card tells you to, hey, make sure you connect with them in more than one way. Even if you have a very intense sexual connection, it's not going to make this relationship work. As far as, let's go, what do I want to cover next? Let's say money and career. That can actually talk about some kind of disharmony in a business relationship. Maybe there is an argument, or it will be an argument about the direction the business is taking and kind of like goals in the future, very similar to what I told you about your love life. And it can also indicate, also like in the upright situation, that there is a possibility of a romance at work. But this comes with a stark warning, right? Because it can get you into trouble in your career. So be very careful and be very make sure that you are prepared to accept the consequences of mixing business and pleasure, because I am telling you, this can get very messy. And financially, this can talk about being a little bit irresponsible and making impulsive decisions, especially when it comes to money. And it kind of can talk about instant gratification as well, kind of like I immediately need something. It's something for something kind of like attitude. So also what I really want to add about this card in the other levels is that you guys need to reconnect with your body, and how you need to bring your body to harmony and health, because after all, we are getting this connection, Ace of Cups, which is you, which is telling me you're in the beginning stage of a maybe new cycle, and you feel like, hey, I'm me, I'm feeling like me. Maybe you didn't feel like you. Maybe people rub you the wrong way. Maybe always like felt some kind of like attack, or shocks coming from all the sides, and kind of like standing on a banana peel. But right now, it really tells me that maybe this took a toll on your body, and maybe you're even feeling that your body is against you, and you need to learn to be kind to yourself and to the others, whether or not which one is affected or both, right? And work within your energy levels. Energy level work is paramount this particular month. Like, I mean, I have some energy sessions that are very relatively short and very effective, and they can, it's almost like vibration. Like, you know how sometimes if you're putting a makeup on and you have wrinkles, so it's the skin, how it goes, and it goes the wrinkle down, right? The same thing goes with these energy gaps, right? So that kind of like deep, like, I mean, wrinkle over here needs to be filled in properly, right? So that's where the energy needs to hit, right, in that state. And some people just go on YouTube and they go with the generic energy, which, like, hey, you don't have cancer, why you're taking medications for cancer, or you don't have, you know, so and so, you don't have a flu. So this is created just for you. And kind of like you need to kind of like allow yourself of being amazed, of allowing yourself to be able again to create and do all this amazing stuff. But you also need rest and you need recuperation, because that restoration of your health and of yourself is really important. So don't get frustrated, because your body here really needs this time to heal, right? You really want to push it forward, but just kind of like you have few gaping holes and just want to kind of like cover them, right? So also, which is not typical for you, I know that you guys are very career oriented and very ambitious, but you are not very materialistic. And it comes to you, it's your really usual, like your really good statement of do what you love and the money will follow. So hence, you're usually blessed when you work really hard at what you want and when you're going in the direction where you want, right? But this can actually a little bit kind of like warn about, or be an indicator, let's say, that you are maybe focusing on materialistic pursuits a little bit too much, and that you think this is kind of like make you happy. You need to really sit here and maybe stop and ask yourself, was I thinking this? Did I buy myself good things? And why am I doing this, right? Because you might be feeling good, but it's not going to bring again that harmony that you need. So you really need to kind of like focus on your spiritual side and discover the very true you, because it's going to be way more rewarding, right? And this also can talk about, again, sexual attraction between you and maybe somebody who is your spiritual advisor, right? So hello, no. If they are seeking also relationship with you, I mean, with me, that's why I don't show up on camera, because one, I want to protect my privacy. Two, I don't need a whole bunch of internet freaks. But the main idea is, let's just kind of like follow the train of thought versus my makeup, my lipstick, my hair, etc. But if you're seeking an intimate relationship, if somebody is seeking, if a spiritual advisor is seeking a relationship with you, it may be for the wrong reasons, right? It's not like you might be feeling, oh, this is so great, and or it could be some kind of rock star or somebody who is really to you an idol, right? So it's not going to bring you to the level and closer and sort of like feeling embraced. In fact, they might really abuse their power, I have to say. They're supposed to, and see, this is like what I do with my coaching with my clients. This person, a spiritual guidance or a coach or a therapist, is meant to be guiding you to your spiritual path, not dating you. It's not only frowned upon, but it's kind of like very illegal in many different circumstances. So let's start, my dear Scorpio.